This is Phil Yaeger, and I want to tell you about the leases that I'm going to be going over with you on February 25th and 26th. Now, let me just see how your knowledge is of leases. All right. First of all right, to determine if it's a finance lease to the lessee, there is a requirement called the owns. All right. And write this down. O-W-N-S. Owns. O-W-N-S. And you go down from O down to S. And let me just show you how you determine that it's a finance lease to the lessee. Well, O says if the lease mentions anything about ownership transferring to the lessee at the end of the lease, then it is a finance lease. Now, if it doesn't meet the O requirement, then it's the W requirement. Let's look at that one. Is there a written bargain purchase option at the end of the lease? Does that mean that the lessee can buy it out at the end of the lease for less than fair market value? All right. Now, if you don't meet the O or W, then you go to the N test, which says that the present value of the lease payments has to be 90% or more of the asset's fair market value. All right. If you don't meet the N test, then you go to the S test, which is the 75% test. Is the lease term 75% or more of the normal economic life? All right. Well, if you don't meet the O, W, N, or S test, there's one more test called the alternative use test, which says, all right, if the item is being manufactured for the lessee, at the end of the lease, all right, can someone else use it? Well, if it doesn't have any use to anybody else but the lessee, then it doesn't meet the owns requirements plus the AU, the alternative use. So therefore, it's an operating lease to the lessee. Now, let's go back one more step here. If it is a finance lease to the lessee, then what is it to the lessor? And the answer is it's a sales type lease. Now, what happens if it's not a finance lease to the lessee? All right, but it's an operating lease? Then it's an operating lease to the lessor. These are the types of things I'll be covering with you for that lease class. All right, and don't forget, check the dates on the website. All right, and get in before it closes out. All right, you're going to be missing a good class. This is Phil Yaeger, and good luck on the exam.